They told us the universe exists outside of us, cold and indifferent to thought. But what if the truth is far more intimate, terrifying, and powerfully strange? What if the observer is not just a witness, but the cause of existence? In the heart of quantum mechanics, the wave function hides a cosmic paradox. Eugene Wigner once suggested that consciousness collapses quantum possibility into physical reality. He wasn't a mystic. He was a physicist confronting a question science feared to answer. The wave function, the central tool of quantum theory, represents all that could happen. But nothing actually happens until someone or something observes what could be. Wigner imagined a scenario where a friend observes a particle inside a sealed lab. From the outside, the system remains uncollapsed until someone watches the observer himself. This leads to a maddening loop of uncertainty, a recursive web of perception. Does reality exist only when the final observer becomes aware of it? Decades earlier, a student named Hugh Everett dared to break this cycle completely. In his hidden thesis, Everett claimed all outcomes of a quantum event are real. Not metaphorically real, but branching universes splitting infinitely from each quantum choice. In every instant, reality fractures, creating new worlds and new versions of you. So who are you in a cosmos that multiplies your identity without end? If infinite copies of you exist, what makes this one feel authentic and unique? Could it be that consciousness is the thread binding experience to a single path? Or could identity be just a glitch, a side effect of quantum observation? The wave function, once thought to be a physical wave, is something far stranger. It's not a ripple in space, but a mathematical object describing probability fields. It assigns complex numbers to possible states, not actual positions in real space. Complex numbers include imaginary values, blending logic with abstraction and mystery. Most students believe the wave function lives in our familiar three-dimensional world. But that belief crumbles once you study systems with more than one particle. Two particles require a six-dimensional configuration space to describe all possibilities. Each added particle increases dimensions, making the wave function even less intuitive. 3 particles live in 9-dimensional space. 10 particles need 30 dimensions to exist. And our universe doesn't even contain a fixed number of particles to begin with. In quantum field theory, particles emerge from vibrating fields without stable definition. So what exactly is the wave function describing if reality keeps changing shape? Physicists use it to predict probabilities, but not to define what actually exists. And yet we treat it like a protagonist, the central actor of the quantum story. But is the wave function an object in the universe, or a reflection of mind? This is where science meets metaphysics, and the line between them starts dissolving. The Schrödinger equation governs how the wave function evolves when undisturbed. It predicts smooth change over time using pure mathematical precision and elegance. But when an observation occurs, everything breaks. The function collapses into a single result. And no one can explain why this collapse happens or what causes it directly. Some say it's randomness, others say it's measurement, but no mechanism has been found. Wigner believed the collapse was triggered by consciousness interacting with quantum possibility. That would mean your mind is not a passenger, but the engine of reality. When you look, the universe takes shape. When you look away, it returns to fog. This challenges every assumption about objectivity, existence, and the role of human awareness. It makes you not an observer of reality, but its generator and interpreter. If that's true, your perception is not passive. It's the switch that ignites creation. And suddenly, the boundary between thought and matter starts to dissolve into unity. But what if wave functions don't describe something real at all? What if they're just useful tools, mathematical constructs with no physical essence? Physicist Sean Carroll warned that wave functions live in Hilbert space, not physical space. Hilbert space is a realm of infinite dimensions, completely detached from our senses. It's not where your body moves, not where your breath flows or light bends. Yet physics relies on this invisible space to describe the deepest workings of nature. So either reality hides in abstract infinities, or we've mistaken symbols for substance. And if wave functions are only predictive tools, they must be used by someone. Who or what is that someone, if not a conscious mind interpreting the symbols? If physical systems alone can't collapse probabilities into facts, something else must intervene. And that something might be the very awareness hearing these words right now. We return again to Everett's many worlds, where all outcomes exist simultaneously forever. In one world, you are watching this video. In another, you never clicked play. In one version you understand, in another you reject, but all paths are real. The question is, which version of you is truly aware, and why this one? If consciousness doesn't split, then it rides one path among the quantum branches. But if it does split, are you many beings, or one awareness fractured by choice? There is no empirical answer, no equation to explain this internal mystery of self. Yet quantum mechanics demands we confront it, not in the lab, but within the soul. When Max Planck studied black body radiation, he encountered a problem unsolvable by classical physics. He introduced a constant, a tiny number to regulate the energy released by heat. This number became Planck's constant, the seed of quantum theory as we know it. But even Planck thought it was temporary, a trick to match theory with observation. When he tried to remove it from the equations, reality stopped making sense entirely. Planck's constant refused to vanish, like a fingerprint left by an invisible architect. It hinted that energy, light, and time themselves were not continuous but granular, that the fabric of existence was made not of substance, but of information packets. Everything you touch, see, and feel is made of vibrating fields and collapsed probabilities. And each collapse may require awareness, intention, or some deeper form of perception. That means the universe itself might be mental, not mechanical, conscious, not accidental. So the next time you stare at the stars and wonder what's truly out there, remember, you might not be looking at the universe. The universe might be looking at you. And in that gaze, the wave collapses and a new world takes form. If you feel reality whispering that you're more than flesh, you're starting to remember. You are not just in the universe is unfolding within your consciousness. Subscribe to wake up and reclaim the mind that shapes the cosmos around you.